Hello, I'm the Client Services Video Podcast Trainer for Voxel Micro Video Labs. If you are a South Bay business owner, a real estate professional, or a local founder, welcome to part 1 of our 6-part series. Let's talk about the feeling of shouting into a void. You buy the cameras, set up the microphones, block off hours of your calendar, and exhaust your physical energy recording what you know is a professional-grade podcast. Then you hit publish. The result is total silence. Your analytics show no engagement, your inbox has 0 new leads, and the capital you invested yields absolutely 0 return. You know your industry. Your advice is accurate. The failure usually happens at the very end of the episode, a catastrophic drop-off in momentum just as the listener is most engaged. We resolve this through the engineered call to action, the final strategic layer required for business podcasting. Mastering this single mechanism transforms an exhausting vanity project into a measurable, revenue-generating business asset. We build the engineered CTA on 4 pillars. The first pillar anchors the episode within a formal story structure. Here, the call to action functions as the definitive Act 3. This diagram shows a standard 3-part narrative arc. You have your setup, your conflict, and your resolution. Notice the highlighted note at the end labeled Act 3. Before you ask your listener for anything, you must summarize your key takeaways, tie your conclusion back to the episode's opening hook, and resolve any open loops. Notice how this line graph now expands into an audience engagement tracker over a full episode. This brings us to the second pillar, managing the anxiety most founders feel about sounding desperate or overly sales-driven during their pitch. When this marker drops exactly onto the highest peak of our engagement graph, we apply the rule of timing for authenticity. You place your CTA immediately following a moment of intense value, an emotional insight, or a listener's realization that you just solved their problem. Aligning your request with the exact apex of listener enthusiasm makes the pitch feel earned. The audience is primed, grateful for the insight, and mathematically much more likely to convert. Our third pillar removes friction. Your CTA requires direct, highly specific instructions. If you tell a listener to check out the website, maybe follow us on social media, or leave a comment, you introduce a multi-step decision. That cognitive load halts their momentum immediately, resulting in 0 action. Frictionless instructions sound like this. Go to voxelmicro.com or click the 5-star review button in your Apple Podcasts app right now. One single, memorable action. The fourth pillar adapts this strategy for short-form social media feeds, where your clips live on Instagram Reels and TikTok. The phrase, "watch the full episode," lacks the immediate incentive required to stop a scroll. A viewer has no reason to swap a 30-second clip for a 45-minute commitment without a specific bridge. This split-screen flowchart illustrates the alternative. On the left, a generic CTA breaks the user's path. On the right, we use a curiosity gap. You deliver a punchy, unresolved statement, like the guest's final strategy is completely counterintuitive, to bridge a user from a short clip directly into the full episode. Stripping away mechanical friction and weaponizing psychological curiosity transforms passive scrollers into committed prospects. Combining these 4 pillars, narrative structure, timed authenticity, 0 friction, and curiosity gaps, creates a unified podcast strategy. Your podcast functions as a 24/7 automated salesperson, consistently capturing and warming up local leads while you work. In fact, this specific video has just entered its own formal Act 3 resolution phase. Over the last 4 minutes, we've broken down why podcasts fail to convert and how to structure your CTA to align with peak listener enthusiasm. We have provided psychological closure to the problem introduced at the start. So here is our frictionless, targeted ask. If you are a South Bay founder or real estate professional, click the link below to book a recording session at Voxel Micro Video Labs by the Don Allen Experience in San Pedro. Partnering with a premium production facility removes all technical friction. You focus entirely on sharing your expertise and closing new revenue.